Hello everyone, welcome back. So this is my next video for today. I wanted to speak to you a little bit about what does it mean to align with your soul. You've probably heard this term. It does come up quite a lot these days. But what does it really mean? Well, I think most of us have been conditioned to operate in life in a way that fits in with society's recognized, acceptable ways of being. I know if I speak from my own perspective, when I was young and leaving school, I had a very clear idea of the way forward, and it was very simple. There was very little room for exploration or trying something a little bit out of the box. It was literally a case of you left school, you went out and got a job, you made sure you were paying your way, you maybe at some point saved up and bought a little car, then you got married, then you had children, then you bought a house, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And that was the way life, was meant to be. Unfortunately, for anybody who like myself, has an adventurous spirit and an inquiring attitude as far as life goes, that works up to a point. But there comes a moment when you start feeling there's something missing. And it can take a long time for that something to reveal itself. Because unfortunately, what we tend to do quite often is we look for that missing something in the outer world. And it was only decades later, that I realized what I was looking for wasn't something out there, it was in here. It was something within me that was missing. And what I realized over time was the thing that was missing was my connection to source, to my higher self, what I refer to as my I am presence, my highest version of myself in essence. And when that is missing, what often happens is life can feel meaningless and like you have no purpose. Even though you may have a wonderful life in so many ways. You may be married to a wonderful person and have beautiful children, loving relationships, lovely home. You've got all the material things that make life comfortable and worthwhile. But if you haven't also got that spiritual, what's the word I'm looking for? Wealth, as my friend calls it, spiritual wealth. If you don't have that as well, it's as though you're out of balance. Something is missing, and that bucket needs to be filled and kept in balance. So the way that I arrived at finding that balance was to do an awful lot of inner inquiry. And obviously a lot of research. As I've said before, I love books. I've always been very big on what can I do to be a better version of myself? What can I do to make sure that my presence in this lifetime is one that is providing something worthwhile? Because I really want to get to the end of my life and be able to look back and say, yeah, I really did my best. So I've done an awful lot of inner inquiry of understanding this connection between me and my soul and my higher self, and why I'm here. What is my role in this lifetime from a spiritual perspective? Not from a practical, everyday perspective. Often they do overlap up to a point, because as you go through life, you learn certain skills and you realize that you have particular talents, things that are really easy for you. It's not things you need to be taught. You just seem to have a natural ability. And often those things tie in with your spiritual purpose, your meaning what gives your life meaning. And when you start aligning with those things, when you start using them, your whole life shifts. It can definitely improve your relationships and your overall perception of life. And you start attracting synchronistic events and moments and people that help you to step more fully into that place of feeling fulfilled and that your life is truly meaningful. So when you're in that space, that is what it means to be aligned with your soul. Your soul has a blueprint that you agreed to. This is what I believe, that you agreed to before you came into this life. There were certain things that you would use your gifts and talents for, not only for yourself, for your own soul's growth, but also for the growth of humanity, for the collective. Because we all have a role to play. We are interconnected. We are ultimately, if you look at us as a pyramid, there's all of us at the bottom, all connected in one way or another, but at the top is source. And we are all part of that triangle. So whatever one person does that is positive and uplifting, by default has to have a ripple effect, a knock-on effect. So when I am in alignment with my soul, living my highest purpose, living my highest excitement, the way that I show up in the world has a knock-on positive effect on other people as well. And maybe the catalyst that encourages them to start doing the inner inquiry work as well. So they can also get to that place of truly enjoying this physical experience. So I hope that is helpful, and I will chat to you again soon. Okay, have a beautiful day.